morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. It looks like we're getting a gap down today, and I think I'm gonna possibly got stopped out from coin, maybe AOI too. Right after the open, oil doesn't want to go down. Now it's trying to push higher through the 120 level. Will I remove my stop loss for the first 10 to 15 minutes? Maybe occasionally, but I think not today. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get my stops in and gonna get stopped out from coin. But still, I'm looking for the long setups, the long ideas. So maybe I will re-enter some of these names if it provides me an entry. So I found several good looking charts. This Q and this SOLS looks pretty identical. Inside day, 1 month base above all the EMAs, pull back to the 50 EMA, and now it's trying to break out. It kind of feels like there's a little bit of chop on the oil around 115 level, 116, and the indices is still holding up okay. So actually all of them are still above yesterday's low and above the daily 9 EMA. So I got stopped out from Fastly yesterday. Fastly can pull back to the 50 EMA on the hourly chart, maybe even to the high 29s around this. I think this will be a good level to look at. It's also at the daily 9 EMA. And cryptos, I think the close is very important. Can they hold above the EMAs and close above it? If they close below it, then maybe there will be more downside, or maybe they need more time. But if they can reclaim the 9 or the 21 EMA, that will be sign of strength. Q and SOS is opens lower, opens red, and let's see whether they can take out private day high. XOP is testing the anchor VWAP from the swing high again. So I'm just going to follow the stop on drip. Let's see whether it would takes me out. BMNR also got stopped out. The spread of SOLS is pretty wide. It's actually very wide. MSTR pretty strong compared to coin and Bitmine. So we're seeing some strength on oil and weakness on the precious metals. I only bought half size on SOLS. I set a limit order at around 78.65. Also got stopped out from, but the other stocks seems holding up pretty well. They got filled. Let's see. Yeah, so at the same time, there are lots of weak names. Then there's the declining EMAs. Well, XOP is getting rejection after hunting my stop. I'm just kidding, but yeah, I got stopped out and then it's pulling back. Fastly is one a little bit tighter entry. Hopefully it pulls back to the 9 EMA on the 1 minute chart or even the 5 minute chart. Let's see whether it can find support. The first 15 minutes as choppy as expected. The market continues lower. Oh, I got stopped out fastly right after it. So I'm going to slow down a little bit. Oh, fastly. If I set my stop too low of day, it's actually I will not get stopped out. Even to the 5 minute candle low. I was a little bit too greedy and put it a little bit tighter, but it looks like I'm making a wrong decision. Heels is at the anchor VWAP from the Wednesday low. I mean from Wednesday, like this undercut and rally candle. Yep, yes, is breaking out from the anchor VWAP. Nvidia is still under 21 EMA. Can close above the 9 EMA. It could potentially set up a breakout as a tiny flag and then a breakout to the upside for the bull case scenario, given that the semis sector strength. MU is now rejecting at the 50 EMA. Nepius is rejecting at the end of VWAP. Maybe we need a little bit more time. Or maybe we just continues going lower. But it's coming close to the 9 EMA on a daily. And the leaders are holding up quite nicely. We'll see. Wow, what is this 5 minute candle? Yeah, a nice breakout on CF. So CF is doing good. Kinda tells the general market is metals looks like they're heading lower. So I think this shows a good examples that many people are asking me how did you get into the right stock every time. But in reality, I didn't. I'm mostly wrong, actually. For the 50 EMA, 24-hour chart is the key. This chart looks very tight. It's too liquid and not the leading sector, I believe. Alright, so I got stopped out from MicroStrategy 2. I think that's crypto is probably heading lower. Maybe I'm too early, or maybe I'm just wrong. Can we see the oil price going to 150? That's been a long time. I think 150, 2008. Maybe it's possible. So Q and SOS are again failed breakouts. So prime big breakouts today is, I mean, nowadays is kind of hard. Maybe buying now is better, but buying the pull back into the anchor VWAP. And now the spread of on Q and SOS are much narrower. I'm wondering is like are those market makers skipping the first 15 or the 30 minutes of the trading hours? Not sure the reason behind, but the spread is clearly much narrower than the first 15 minutes. Q and Spice is Q is slightly below the 9 EMA, Spice at the 9 EMA. IWM is above the 21. YSS is at the anchor VWAP from the IPO high. That's a little bit extended from the 9 EMA. Like I think it could be a buy if the 9 EMA is a bit closer to the current price. Oil is not slowing down. Oh, it's breaking out into the new high. IWM here just did an 15-minute candle breakout. So I re-entered SOS and Q on the 15-minute breakout. On the pullback, like Q is pulling back into the 9 EMA and the anchor VWAP from the swing high, the all-time high. SOS is simply the hourly 9 EMA, but I'm just treating it as a sympathy trade with the market. You could say it's a breakout. It's actually at a similar level to the yesterday high, slightly below it. And now here comes the crypto. Can this be a shakeout? Can they close above the 50 EMA on the 4-hour chart? Nebius. I think I'm going for the crypto instead of Nebius. Although I really wanted to enter Nebius, but the daily is at the end of VWAP. It's slightly below it. I believe a pullback, like if it breaks out successfully, I wish there will be a pullback and the 9 EMA can catch up to the anchor VWAP. If this 1 hour like hourly candle on oil is the reversal candle, if this really is the high of this move, leave a comment maybe 1 month later, like come back in May and see whether this is the real top. But maybe you will know 15 minutes later and it starts going higher. This FIX looks pretty good, but it's a little bit illiquid. Like the 1 minute candle is not a candle. Are you guys getting the same chart? Isn't I think I've already bought the market data. Pluck is pulling back into the anchor VWAP. Found support. Yeah, I think it found is finding some support. The space and the satellite stocks are becoming the hottest sector right now. Yeah, Pluck looks like the standalone, the outlier of the whole group. The Dow is already at the near the high of day. Marvel a little bit weaker. Corning is also at the high of day. AOI the same. Fastly looks okay. Now XOP is again getting rejected, pulling back into the anchor VWAP. I'm having a feeling that it just stops me out, and this will become the first high low. I'm sorry, the lower high. The first lower high, and then running into the 50 EMA. I'm just random buying the 15-minute breakout. I mean random. I think on the daily chart is a crap, but I'm kinda anticipating the undercut and reclaim of the crypto. If the crypto really starts turning up, and maybe I will add. I'll also consider entering coin or MicroStrategy. Personally, I think that day like today, pulling back into the 9 EMA is a good timing for the long entries, especially for the pullback buys. And given that the leaders are doing well, like I'm more willing to take more attempts. Maybe I'm a little bit too greedy. Yeah, actually, there's more and more stocks are building some ranges near or above the key EMAs. But at the same time, the weaker ones, the weak names are just rejecting at the resistance and continues lower. Like, it's really an interesting market. Like, it's so polarized. Oil is grinding in 9 EMA on the 4-hour charts, higher for the past 2 to 3 weeks. There's a pullback into the 50 EMA. Why particularly I pointed out this candle? Maybe I think has a very small chance, but maybe would be the short-term top is like this 1-hour candle is also the first hour of the 4-hour candle, and the fake out like an attempt to push higher into the new highs, which it slightly did. A push higher and a failed breakout is one of the most commonly seen like a tell sign for a double top, especially a climax top appear on the left side. HUN, yeah, the weekly looks wonderful. The daily or the hourly chart is a little bit difficult to find in low risk entry. Now it's really interesting. There are more 150 people looking at a muted stream. I'm not talking about anything, but there are 150 people that are there's watching, listening. But I'm also just waiting. So if I'm on the drawdown, you tend to sell more into strength. Yes, I agree. Like oil now is actually at the 116 level. The high of this breakdown candle, the reversal, huge red candle, as well as some of these wicks here on the left side. Like for short seller or for a long, like for profit booking, it could be like it's a really important level. I don't think it will like clear this resistance easily. Fastly, I got stopped out again. Ooh, SOS also got stopped out again. Well, it looks like market is heading lower, and we're probably gonna get stopped out from the BMNR and coin too. And so I think I'll have a 5% drawdown, like for my whole portfolio. If I got stopped out from BMNR and coin, maybe even higher if the market continues to go lower. Well, the oil looks like it's just snapping higher, so that's why it's really hard to short, especially on an uptrend. Like, do not short any stocks or just anything on an uptrend, or at least not being aggressive and on a huge position sizing. Do I even size down to below 0.3%? I would say it's optional. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. And it also like depends on how much is the drawdown. I think a 5% drawdown is okay. Like to my style and to my number of trades and the entry tactics. I would say 10% maybe. Like if I get a drawdown of 10%, then maybe I'll start to take even smaller risk. And CNO, is at the 50 EMA. Slightly above the 9 EMA on the weekly. I don't know. Like maybe. I mean, given the current market context, like the market is now rejecting at the 21 EMA. I think shorting at the 50 EMA is you can manage the risk pretty tight there. I will use a smaller sizing because the stock is a small cap and it just gap up a few days ago, so maybe there will be more news or like the catalyst coming in. Yeah, oil is going. I mean, we are witnessing the history, and I mean, coming back in 5 years, it will be one of the special markets or like the memorable markets, memorable market periods that we may not seeing this again in the next 10 years. Yeah, the candle making market. RNQ shooting at 31. I don't know. Like I would say for shorts is um like selling into weakness is very welcome. It's welcome anytime. But also like if you have already sell some in the strength uh on this candle or this candle, then maybe you can hold a little bit longer. Like to wait for the close above the 9 EMA. But for me, like for the shorts, like selling the strength is welcome anytime. I don't know too. Like, are you willing to take the um, not the losses, but like giving up the profits on of waiting it to close above the 9 EMA, or you would choose the potential profits on the potential downside, which could be maybe 20 or 30% more. Maybe the power looks great. Actually, this is holding up so well. It looks like a successful breakout. So I'm calling it a day here. I think the close is pretty important. Like if you're trading the long side, you will want to see it at least holding the 9 EMA. And if you're trading the short side, a close below the 9 EMA would be favorable, would be ideal. So thank you guys for coming and see you in the next one.